dkdynamite for a surprise video here for you to start off the weekend. We're going to be talking about the latest updates in Black Ops 6 Zombies and what could be our first hint at a playable Richtofen operator skin. Definitely stay tuned. But today was a brand new episode of the Bombshell Podcast. I appreciate anybody that tuned in. The link to it, in case you missed it, is going to be down below. We had a very special guest on today's episode, which was Chad, an absolute legend in the community who actually took it upon himself to go ahead and compile every single brand new issue that just popped up with Season 3 Reloaded. I'm going to leave that tweet linked down below, but if you missed anything, feel free to also comment in this video so I can let him know. He did a great job with the community Trello board that he went ahead and hosted for MW3. But I get it, Zombies has been pretty frustrating since the launch of Season 3 Reloaded, with a number of issues related to augments, the UI, inaccurate stats on the combat record. A number of different issues did pop up that weren't originally there when the season started, so hopefully new patch notes do roll out in the next couple of days, if not sooner. Earlier today, a brand new patch did get downloaded, at least on Battle.net, and it was around 2 gigs in size, so I think by Monday we should hopefully be seeing a pretty important update that fixes a lot of these new problems. Now, although there were some new issues that popped up, I do want to point out one that is likely still going to get patched in the next few days, but a fun one is the ability to practically insta-phase or insta-kill every boss in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now, I get it, right? There's been a number of methods over the last few months allowing people to cheese every BO6 Zombies boss fight, whether it was the Power Drill and Ether Shroud or the latest Maelstrom buff with Double Tap, but this method by far takes the crown. So what you have to do is equip the Underbarrel Drill Charge attachment onto any viable weapon and pop that free fire gobblegum and just go ham against any boss, because even in between transition phases you can still do damage to the boss, and you can technically finish that boss fight in just under 10 seconds. It works on every map. There have been plenty of shorts made about it, so I think Treyarch is probably aware of this exploit. Not sure how they're gonna fix it unless they just nerf the Underbarrel Drill Charge or the ability to pair free fire with it. Not sure what they're gonna change exactly, but you just know they're gonna end up completely nerfing whatever this method is. But now let's get into the good stuff. I want to give full credit to Mr. Peaks over on Twitter for first posting this video, at least from what I could see. The video itself has been all over other Reddit threads and other Twitter replies that I've seen over the last couple of days, but take a listen to this and then we're going to go ahead and break it down.
Enough with the tedious biting already!
Enough.
Blood! Glorious!
Danger.
Die! 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 Had enough? Good! Die, you mindless undead beasts!
Disowned.
Was that Jenkins? From accounts? Oh, I always hated him!
We're
Take that, you simple-minded fool!
10 years.
The doctor is in!
Now, we all know that Richtofen is present in the Shattered Veil cutscenes. Nolan North is back and better than ever voicing the character again. He was also helping us out against the Z-Rex, but some of those quotes certainly were not in the Shattered Veil, and some of them sound like crazy psycho Ultimis Richtofen, who we haven't seen since the end of Tag der Toten. So, from the way these quotes sound, it's as if you're meant to be playing as him in-game, which could mean one of two things. Either he'll be a playable character in the main crew for DLC 4 Janus Towers, which would likely mean you could select them at the main menu. I guess that would come with a free update where you can select them, or we'll end up being able to equip them as a playable character through a new operator bundle. Now, in a perfect world, I totally get it. It would make so much sense to unlock them for free by completing an Easter egg, but we don't live in a perfect world, so you can bet it'll end up being one of the more popular bundles sold in Black Ops 6, something we've been speculating about since the end of Cold War with Forsaken. We saw the new Eddie operator model, and we're like, okay, if they ever sell that character as an operator skin, you just know that would sell like hotcakes. Just like what I assume is a pretty successful Mr. Peaks bundle that just came out a couple of days ago. Again, it's fully zombies themed, has some great blueprints, but even if bundles aren't your thing, you just know being able to play as Richtofen again would be insane for the zombies community. We haven't been able to do that since, what, Alpha Omega, which was DLC 3 for Black Ops 4? And for those out there saying, oh, well, what's the point of buying his character for BO6 if Janus Towers is the last map? Again, I know that's not confirmed. You just know that they're likely going to end up doing carry forward for Black Ops 7, so nothing really to worry about. Regardless if we have to buy Richtofen in BO6 or unlock them for free, you just know they're going to let us use all the operator skins again in COD 2025, similar to what you saw between MW2 and MW3. But the first thing I want to point out, right, because unless those quotes are a part of some type of scrapped narrative or scrapped content, I really doubt that they are. They were, of course, data mined by who knows who and then posted on Twitter. I do think there's a high chance that within DLC 4, we see a system similar to Alpha Omega where you can actually cycle between different main characters every time you spawn in. I do think there's a chance you can cycle between main characters every time you spawn in. Now, that would be a little bit different for BO6 though, because obviously you didn't really have character select in BO4. I mean, you can kind of control it if you kept backing out and going back into a lobby. You'd eventually maybe get the character that you wanted, but maybe instead of our usual 4-person crew, the crew can now be 5 to 6 characters where no matter who you spawn in with, you know, the Requiem crew that we have now, or let's say there's an operator for Ravenov and then Richtofen, you can still get all that important dialogue amongst 5 to 6 people, not just the usual 4. And Richtofen could be a bit different where he's not just talking to you over the comms, but is talking to you in game as a main crew character. I think this would be a cool way to kind of call back to Alpha Omega, since that map essentially had an 8-person crew. You were just only able to spawn in as 4 at a time. So let's see if that's what they end up doing, because I mean, he's walking with us to the Janus Towers at the end of Shattered Veil. I'd be shocked if he doesn't play a pretty large role in the final map. Either way though, I mean, this could even be potentially some audio from when he maybe becomes playable full-time in Black Ops 7, because the rumor right now is that in the next Call of Duty, we'll be playing as a new version of the original crew full-time. We're talking Richtofen, Dempsey, Takeo, and even Nikolai. Now, we all know that Blanchard didn't make an appearance in the Shattered Veil, even though last we saw him, he was there, kind of guiding our crew through Liberty Falls, so we know that he's going after Panos in the Janus Towers, so also wouldn't be shocked to see Blanchard be some type of playable operator, whether it's through a bundle or some type of Easter egg reward. Something we haven't seen since, I think, late Modern Warfare 2 is the addition of new and completely standalone operators that are voiced, that release through bundles later in a season and aren't a part of an initial Battle Pass. I mean, I honestly believe that whenever Janus Towers comes out, whether it's season 4 or 5, I believe it's 5, the Battle Pass for that season will likely have an important and iconic character like Richtofen, hell, maybe even Blanchard. Would totally hope to see a zombies-focused season, even though right now that's not confirmed or rumored in any way. We technically saw that with season 2 of Modern Warfare 3. It was kind of all zombified for the most part, with Rick being in the Battle Pass. Maybe we'll end up seeing these characters through that season's pass, or as bundles later on throughout that season that again feature fully voiced and playable operators. But I do plan on making a separate video talking about what could be a super Easter egg reward for Black Ops 6 Zombies. I mean, in a perfect world, that could also be great. Do all the main quests across our round-based maps and get to play as Richtofen, fully voiced by Nolan North. That would be great. Even if Blanchard is the reward for that, that would be fantastic, and I think much more valuable than just, you know, an ether tool upgrade every time you spawn in, or some free points, or a free perkaholic. Hell, even all Pack-a-Punch camos, right, that could become universal for every game mode. A super Easter egg is something we can talk about all day, but there's many ways in which we could likely unlock Richtofen. We just know that it's going to be a guarantee we'll be playing as him either by the end of BO6 or early in BO7. Now, I'll make a separate and story-focused video talking more about what could be the implications of Ultimis Richtofen coming back. Is the current Eddie that we know going to end up turning on us and going berserk if he enters the Dark Ether again? Will he turn into that evil Ultimis Richtofen we used to know? Or is the Ultimis Richtofen that we heard in those quotes earlier a separate or standalone character, possibly a return of the old Ultimis Richtofen? Lots of questions right now with where his character arc is going. I think, if anything, despite the lackluster narrative that Black Ops 6 Zombies has offered over the last couple of months, I think if anything is on the up and up and is going to be promising by the end of this game, it's going to be wherever they're taking the character of Richtofen, if they are going to be setting up the return of the OG crew. Hopefully it's well written and doesn't depreciate the ending that we got with Tagged or Toten. Like I've also said on several previous podcasts, I would have hoped to have seen Richtofen play a larger role with the Black Ops 6 story. I think it was crazy that we kind of waited all the way to the end of Cold War to finally get that reveal that he was the director, only to then sideline him right away with the launch map of BO6, and have to wait until DLC 3, the near end of the game cycle, to finally get him back. Luckily, there is another Black Ops game allegedly coming out in a few months where he could take more of a charge and be the lead character again for a full DLC season. So hoping for the best here when it comes to the direction of the narrative of Dark Ether, and hopefully a good payoff with the character of Edward Richtofen. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the return of Richtofen as potentially a playable operator by the end of BO6? Do you think those voice lines are scrapped, or are they being saved for when you'll be able to play as them eventually in multiplayer, Warzone, and then hopefully BO7? Leave our thoughts down below. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.